This is the lesson for Chapter 11, Section 2, titled Multiplying and Dividing Rational Expressions, day number 1. So taking a look at our first problem here, we've got a rational expression, just a regular old improper fraction, and here we've got another fraction, but it is a rational expression because we have an x in the numerator. And so I'm looking for any reducing I can do. You can either look up and down, or you can look diagonally, and I see no reducing in this problem. See, 5 doesn't go into 3 or 12, 7 does not go into either of these numbers. There's no x in the denominator, so I'm just going to multiply straight across. 35x over 36, and that would be the answer. So over here, we look for the canceling we can do. So a common mistake is people want to reduce this right here, m minus 2 and m plus 2, but these are not the same. So this is 2 less than m, this is 2 more than m, so we cannot reduce that. Cannot reduce the m's here because this is not m in the denominator, it's 1 less than m. So I'm just going to multiply straight across again. M squared minus 2m, so I'm using the distributive property. And then down below, I've got to use FOIL. M squared plus m minus 2. So I got that plus m because I did the outside terms are negative 1. This makes a positive 2. Those will subtract to make 1m here. So that would be our answer. Over here, I'm going to factor now. So I see a trinomial, and this does factor. This factors to a c plus 2 and a c plus 1. And so I'm going to now cross this off since I've factored it and do the same thing with this one. I'm going to take out the common factor of 2, and I'm left with a c plus 1 times by 2. So I'll cross that off, and now I'll do some reducing. So I see that the 4 will cancel out, well, the 2 will cancel some of the 4 out to become a 2 there, and the c plus 1 here will cancel out the c plus 1 right here, but that's all I can do. So there's no other canceling, so I'll just go ahead and multiply what's left over. So what's left over is the 2 and the c, and the c plus 2. So I've got 2c times by c plus 2. And then down below, we've got all of this is now gone, so I'm just left with the c minus 1. So this is one answer. You could do that, or you could multiply it out. And 2c squared plus 4c all over c minus 1 is the other answer you might end up using. So looking at this next problem here I've got a little bit more factoring to do, and what is also different about this is you don't see this as a fraction. So remember, always treat this as a number over 1. And so what I'm going to do is factor out the common factor on top, and that's a 4, so it becomes 4 times t plus 1. Down here, this will factor to a t minus 3 and a t plus 2. And so now I'll cross that off, and we can go ahead and look to see if there's any reducing, any common factors. And we see a little bit here. The t minus 3's do cancel out, so what's left over is 4 times t plus 1 times a t plus 2. So what we're going to want to do is just multiply this out. So I'll leave the 4 off for a little bit. I'll just multiply the two binomials using the FOIL method. So t squared plus 3t plus 2. So I did the outside terms are 2t, this is 1t, that's where I'm getting the 3t when I combine those. So I'm multiplying out 4t squared plus 12t plus 8. That is our answer. So on this one, we're looking to see if there's common factors, and I do see a little bit. 2 is the common factor, so I've got m plus 3, and then over here I think I've got another 2. I've got 2, and then this becomes an m minus 2. Over here, 3 is the common factor, it becomes m plus 3. So what we look for, and I'll cross the parts off that I've factored now, so I can ignore that part, and I look to see if there's common factors up on top and bottom, and I do see a little bit, m plus 3's, and the m minus 2's. And then also this 2 here will cancel out this 2. So what's left on top is a 1. When everything cancels, you still have 1 on top. And so my answer is going to end up being 1 over 3. So on this one, we've got a little bit more factoring to do. We've got a t plus 3 and a t plus 2. So now I've factored that. Do the same thing here. You've got a t minus 3 and a t plus 1. And now we'll go ahead and factor this denominator, and that leaves me with a t plus 2 and a t plus 1. So I'll cross that off, and now I'll look for common factors. And so what I see is a t minus 3, those will cancel out. And I see the t plus 1, those will cancel out, and the t plus 2. So the only thing left is the t plus 3, and it's on top, so we can just write it as t plus 3. So those are the types of problems you're going to see on tonight's assignment. Good luck.